Hello students, today we are starting with a new chapter in a biology, that is chapter number 11, Enhancement of Food Production. Okay, this chapter actually consists of 3 parts. We are starting with the part 1. Okay, it includes 3 chapters, I can say. This is a very lengthy chapter, very big chapter. 3 chapters are mixed up, and it is made into a one chapter. Okay, so let us start with the first part of it, first chapter in it. Okay, part 1, we will start with enhancement of food production today. Okay, in this we are going to study about improvement in food resources today. Okay, we are going to study about improvement in food resources, that means improvement in food production. Let us start with the introduction of the chapter. That is, when I say improvement in food production, so this chapter is mainly based on increasing the food production. Okay, so when I say food, so food is one of the basic needs. Okay, what is food? Food is one of the basic needs. We can live with anything else, okay, without anything else, but we cannot live without food. It is the basic need. We can stay without uh, anything. If we don't get anything, then also we can stay alive, but we cannot stay alive if we don't get food. If we don't get enough clothes, we can stay alive, but if we do not get food, we cannot stay alive. So it is the basic need that we require. Okay, food gives us energy for everything. Whatever we want to do, we want energy, and for getting energy, we need to eat food. So food gives us energy for everything. Food keeps us alive, strong, and healthy. Food is basically everything, I can say. Okay, food keeps us alive, strong, healthy. So let us define food. How can we define food? Food can be defined as anything solid or liquid, which when swallowed, digested, and assimilated in the body, keeping us well. Okay, food we can define as anything in the solid form or liquid form. It is when swallowed, digested, and assimilated in the body, it keeps us well. We are well because only and only because of one thing, that is food. Okay, so food is the basic necessity. It gives us energy for everything. It keeps us alive, strong, and healthy. And definition, we can say that it is solid or liquid, which when swallowed, digested, or assimilated in the body, keeping us well. Okay. Then, it is an organic, energy rich, non poisonous, edible, and nourishing substance. Food is something that is organic, it is energy rich, we get energy from it, non poisonous, food cannot be poisonous, edible, that we can eat, and nourishing substance. It nourishes our body, it nourishes ourselves. Okay, all the green plants synthesize their own food through the process known as photosynthesis. You all know this is very basic thing, that all the plants, especially green plants, prepare their own food, and they prepare their own food with the help of the process that is photosynthesis. Okay, animals including humans, I can say, all the animals, even we humans are included in animals, we cannot prepare our own food. Okay, animals including humans cannot prepare their own food, hence are dependent on plants directly. I can say directly or indirectly. Plants are directly dependent on animals are directly dependent on plants, and human beings are indirectly dependent on plants. Okay, many human beings, those who are non-vegetarians, they eat animals, and those animals are eating plants. So human beings are indirectly dependent on plants. So we can say that animals and humans, they cannot prepare their own food. They are dependent on plants directly or indirectly. Okay. So moving further, there are sometimes famines which are responsible for dearth of food. When I say dearth of food means shortage of food. Okay, many times there are famines that are occurring. Many times earthquake comes, many times floods are there, many times irregular rainfall patterns are there. Because of all this irregular pattern, the famine conditions, what happens? There is a dearth of food, means there is a shortage of food. Even one more most important reason for shortage of food is rapid increase in the world population day by day. Okay, there is a rapid increase in the population over the time, and this also results in the shortage of food. Okay, there is rapid increase in the population day by day. Because of this increasing population, there has been too much shortage of food. So, to meet the increasing demand for food, there is need for improvement of food production. Yes or no? Okay, because of the increasing population, there is increase in the demand for food. And since there is increase in the demand for food, there is need for improvement of food production, both quantity wise as well as quality wise. Quantity wise means we need more amount of food, and quality wise means we need nutritive food. We need the food that should be more nutritive. It should have more nutritive values. Okay, so we need to increase the food improvement, do the improvement in food production, both quantity as well as quality wise. Okay, then how to increase this food production? How can we increase this food production? There is a need to increase the food production because population is increasing. Since population is increasing, demand is increasing, so we have to increase the production. How can we increase the food production? There are two methods of increasing the food production. Those two methods are plant breeding and animal breeding. Okay, those two methods are plant breeding and animal breeding. So here we are going to study two chapters in this. Actually, we are going to study three chapters. But the first two chapters are plant breeding and the second chapter is animal breeding. And third chapter is microbes in human welfare. Okay, so three chapters are: first chapter is enhancement in food production, second chapter is animal husbandry, third chapter is microbes in food production. So three chapters we are going to study in this one chapter. Okay, so starting with the first chapter, that is plant breeding. Okay, plant breeding. When I say plant breeding, we will start with the definition of plant breeding. Okay, what do you mean by plant breeding? Plant breeding is the process by which humans change the characteristics of plant over time to make them better crops and more nourishing food. Okay, that means what? Plant breeding is process by which, it is one of the process with the help of which humans, okay, what human means? Human means we change the characteristic of plants over the time. What we are doing? We are changing the characteristics of plants over the time. For what reason we are changing the characteristics of plants? To make them better crops and more nourishing food, and to produce the more nourishing food. The other definition for plant breeding is the art and science of genetic improvement of plant. Okay, that means what? Plant breeding is an art and science of changing and improving the heredity of plants. Okay, genetic improvement of plant we can do. Another definition is plant breeding is the art and science of changing the traits of the plants in order to produce desired characteristics. Okay, that means it is also one of the art and science of changing the traits, means characters of the plants in order to produce the desired characteristic. We are changing some of the characteristics of the plant so that we will get the desired characteristics of the plant. That desired characteristic means the qualities which we want in plant, we will induce that in the plants. Okay, next definition is Plant breeding is the genetic improvement of plants for human benefit. We can also say that it is the genetic improvement of plant for human benefit. Then, plant breeding applications of genetic principles to produce plants that are more useful to humans. Plant breeding can be carried out by using the applications of principles of genetics, taxonomy, physiology, pathology, agriculture, and rDNA technology. Okay, so there are so many definitions of plant breeding given by different scientists. Okay, there is no need to remember the names of the scientists and the year which is mentioned here in the slide, but you have to remember some of the definitions at least. You can remember one or two definitions which you find easier. Okay, still more definitions are there. We will study the next definition now. Plant breeding is a method of altering the genetic pattern of plants to increase their value and utility for human welfare. That means what? It is one of the method of altering, means changing the genetic pattern of plant. What we are doing? We are changing the genetic pattern of the plant. Why we are changing the genetic pattern? To increase their value and utility for human welfare. Once the increase will be, the value will be, nutritional value will be increased, automatically the utility by human will be increased. So we can also say that it is a purposeful manipulation of plants to create desired plant types. Okay, purposeful manipulation of plants to create desired plant types that are better suited for cultivation and give better yield and are disease resistant. So we can say that we are also doing this for the reason to get the desired plant, to get the better suited cultivation, to get the better yield, to get the disease resistant variety. So plant breeding is done for following objective. There are some of the objectives for which this technique of plant breeding is applied. So let us study the objectives of plant breeding, which is very important question from exam point of view. 2-mark question or 3-mark question. Objectives of plant breeding. First objective of plant breeding is to increase the crop yield. Okay, to increase the crop yield means we have to increase the yield of the crops. More amount of crops we want. So we are doing plant breeding. Second aim is improve the quality of the crops. Okay, we want the good quality of the crops. That is, we want good nutritive values in the crops. So we are doing plant breeding. Next, to increase the tolerance to environmental conditions. Okay, environmental stress like salinity, extreme temperature and droughts. Next objective is to develop the resistance to pathogens. Okay, we want the plants that should resist to pathogens. So one of the objective of the plant breeding is to produce the plant which are resistant to pathogens. Next is to increase the tolerance to the insect pest. Okay, we want to grow such plants that they are resistant to insect or pest. Okay, what is the outcome of this plant breeding? It has resulted in the Green Revolution. Green Revolution was the result of the development activities that fought hunger by increasing the food production. Because of this plant breeding, there was green revolution. There came a green revolution. Means everywhere greenery was spread. Much of the people were satisfied their hunger. Okay, since there was increase in the food production, everybody got the food. That means they fought the hunger by increasing the food production. Because of the plant breeding, such a major change has happened. It resulted in the green revolution. There are some other additional techniques, that is seeds with superior quality, use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers, multiple cropping system, modern farm machinery, proper irrigation system. All these techniques also helped in the development of high yielding and disease resistant varieties in wheat, rice, maize, etc. Okay, I repeat. First, I will repeat the objective, which is very important part of the chapter. Increase the crop yield, improve the quality of the crop, increase tolerance to environmental conditions, okay, develop resistance to pathogens, then increase the tolerance to insect pests. What is the outcome? It resulted into the green revolution. Means it fought the hunger by increasing the food production. Then some techniques such as seeds with superior quality, use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers, then multiple cropping system, then proper irrigation system, then the use of modern farm machinery. Because of all these techniques, all these additional techniques, it helped in the development of high yielding and disease resistant varieties in wheat, rice, maize, etc. Okay, in fact, we can say that plant breeding dates back to about 10,000 years ago. It is not a very new technique. It was done before 10,000 years. Okay, we can say that in present day, crops are the result of the domestication and acclimatization. Okay, we can say the plant breeding is a very old technique. It is 10,000 years back it was done. But present day crops are the result of domestication and acclimatization. Okay, so in our next lecture, we will continue this topic of plant breeding, the methods which are used in plant breeding, techniques, okay, methods, steps of plant breeding we will be studying. Okay, thank you.